Terminal there. So everybody's going to walk across all the old train tracks, come over here, get into interstate coaches, whatever else, when the virus is gone, and they won't be over there on the main street behind that big tree over there. Right? They're going to be put over in this. See, look how many cars come here, bugger all, right? So they're going to get the people out of the traffic and get the buses out of the traffic. They're going to come over here. Don't you love the weather? Look at that big rain cloud. Oh, it's beautiful, fresh. This is what it used to look like when I was here. Living up here in a bus 16 years ago. That there was there. So yeah, they've done a lot of work. Even though the virus, look at that, look at the bend in that palm tree, can you see it? Unbelievable what Mother Nature does. Just hit a lorikeets. Right, that's the old steam engine water tower. And it looks like they've refurbished it. Because that used to be black. And I had to go up there but that's really, really old. Alright, let's go around a bit more of a drive. Now what they did, because the mayor wouldn't let a multi-millionaire who decided to go out and he bought himself a train. A what? Yeah, a train. Yeah, the railway line's closed, but he went out and bought himself a train. And what he did, he got it done up down there in Lithgow in Sydney. And he got 2 motors and gearboxes and got the thing fully accredited and all fully serviced. 601. And it even ran down into Victoria, and there's videos of it. 601 rail motor riding around down in Victoria, New South Wales, and it went everywhere. So when he got enough money back to pay for the work on the train, by train tickets, people travelling around on tours, he then brought it up here to Byron Bay when he had his permission to open the Byron Bay Railway. Now Byron Bay Railway goes from this level crossing that we just come over in this video on our right. Look at that. So he's about 20 something there riding his push bike. He's happy. No, that's on the windscreen. Camera's going to refocus. It's coming. Should focus back in. Right, I'll show you. We won't go down there. Oh, there we go. Now, good, there's nobody behind me. Right. There's the railway level crossing. See that awning there? That is the Byron Bay solar powered train station. Yes, you heard me right. And now it's bucketing down rain. That's the railway station. I just got to watch the traffic. Sorry about that. Give me a second. It just started raining on me, as you can probably hear. Right. So what happened was they wouldn't let him bring the train over the level crossing into the old train station. So it buggered him up. So he had to build a new platform on the other side of the level crossing. And then when he got the train, oh come on, just trying to get this thing in to sit. Oh, that'll just bear with me till I got off this main road. And this is why I argued they should have that train running from Byron Bay Station back up to Murwillumbah. Look at the amount of cars coming in on this road. Right, so I'll stop down here, and I don't know if you can see this. I will get the camera up there in a second. I've got a car right up my tail again, as usual, because I'm going slow. And this happens every single Christmas. And we're going to hit a bloke on a push bike. No, we're not. not going to get him. We won't get him. He's a local hippie. We're all hippies up here. They don't care. Right, let's have a look. So GLADYS Berejiklian, I hope you're watching this. That's a New South Wales Premier. This is what, I'll take it out of the bracket for a sec. This is what it's like when you live in Byron Bay and there's no railway line. So I'll come back about the Byron Bay solar power train. Righto, real quick. Byron Bay solar power train runs from the northern side of the level crossing and goes 1.4 kilometres out to the North Beach railway station at North Beach, and they took one motor and gearbox out and put in batteries and solar panels on the train, and then they put solar panels on both platforms down there and up here, and then they put solar panels on top of their storage shed workshop where the train gets parked and locked up every night behind closed doors. And in there is also the second motor and gearbox, which they took out, which gave them room then to fit the batteries underneath the train. So it runs on solar power. So it doesn't cost any money, doesn't do any pollution, and it was the first solar power train ever in the world. And they started that because the guy who owns it spent $3 million. He found my plan on Google Panorama photos back in 2006, and he went with the idea of running a solar power train from Byron Bay to Murwillumbah. Well, actually I'm not sure where he wanted to go, but that's what the plan was. Plan part one was Byron Bay to Murwillumbah, then Murwillumbah then to Murwillumbah for tourism, then go from Byron Bay heading the other direction from the other end, going to Lismore, up to Bangalore, and then when the money got rebuilt up again through another Christmas, go from Murwillumbah to Murwillumbah, which is the end of the line, and then turn around and then use the money that it generated, because by then it'd be picking up Murwillumbah, Stoker Siding, and a few other towns, Murwillumbah, a big car park area out there next to the freeway. You can Google Earth it. It's on Google Earth. Tyagra, T-Y-A-G-R-A, Tyagra with a P-H. It's on the Pacific Highway, directly west of Byron Bay, and you see where the railway line goes, the disused railway line goes underneath the freeway, and it says Tyagra Railway Station. That was the proposal I put in there in 2006, and Google put it on their map. So there you go. Anyway, so out there's a big area, make a great big massive car park to put all these cars here, put a park out there, and they caught a train into town. The train can carry 100 and something people, so imagine that. There'll be 100 something less cars every trip coming into town. The car park space out there could hold over 500 cars, and the Byron Bay City Council said, no, you're not going to go past North Beach, no, you're not going to go there where I want to put the car park, no, you're not going to go to Murwillumbah where the Byron Bay City Council is. So all that railway line is now covered in lantana about 10 foot high. Thank you, Byron Bay City Mayor. Now, Byron Bay City Mayor then turned around, also said he wanted to hold Australia citizenship on a different day than Australia Day. And the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, said no way. Australian citizenships get done on Australia Day, irrespective of what day of the week. And he argued. So Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister of Australia, and still is at this moment, turned around and took the authority for the Mayor of Byron Bay at Murwillumbah to give out Australian citizenships. So now, if you live in the Byron Bay, Murwillumbah area and you want to become an Australian citizen, you're going to go to Lismore City Council or Tweed Head City Council Mayor to get your Australian citizenship. He still will not change his mind, and it's a standoff. This is how stupid this mayor is. I'm going to say the word stupid. Can you imagine that? A Cheyenne mayor arguing against the Prime Minister over Australian citizenships, and he's not going to back down. He thinks he's King Tut, right? It's the same guy that won't let the train line go from North Beach to Murwillumbah as far as Crab Creek, because Crab Creek then takes over by Tweed City Council. They now want to run a rail trail. Can you see now the amount of cars here, the stupidity? But when they wanted to put a rail trail into Byron Bay, the Lord Mayor said, no, I'll give him that credit. He said, no, we don't want a rail trail. We've got enough tourists now coming into Byron Bay. And you're watching it. Look at them all coming in, look. Bumper to bumper. And this goes on from here, in the heart of Byron Bay. I'm just down the road from the police station, all the way out to the motorway. Isn't this absolutely ridiculous? And here's our great Premier, GLADYS BEREJIKLIAN. She's done a great job through coronavirus. She's done a great job building new concrete road bridges on highway like the Bruxner Highway between Tenterfield to Casino, where nobody ever knew anything about it. It was a great big long wooden road bridge. It was about a third of a mile long. I'll say third of a mile. It was on these great big beautiful sandstone pillars, but she went out there one day and they put up the brand new concrete one, and they went out there one night and they chopped it all up with chainsaws, the old wooden one, and then they took it all away, and the locals got up the next day and the old wooden bridge was gone. It was there one day, it was gone the next. They went out there between 10 o'clock at night and 6 a.m. and this huge great big wooden road bridge, they just chopped it up, put a crane around it, and as they cut each piece out, I mean, I'm talking huge, big 12, 18 inch long chainsaws to cut through 12 inch big square old fashioned timbers, 150 years old, and they took it all away, right? Massive. She's done a great job like that, but she's also done stupid things like put driverless trains into Sydney. And then she's trying to put driverless trains where current trains are running in Sydney, Bankstown to Sydenham, that have had double-decker, beautiful air-conditioned trains with a driver and a guard, 8-car lengths, double-deckers, and she wants to convert it over to a single-deck, driverless train, same length, and they've got to fit these sliding glass gates, listen to the words, sliding glass gates on the edge of the platform that match up with the train doors, and when the train stops, both the doors on the train and the glass doors on the platform open together, and people get on and off, and then they shut simultaneously, and then the train drives off. And when you sit in the train, it's a single deck, it's a tram, you sit sideways, it's like sitting on a plastic barbecue chair, it's uncomfortable, it makes you sick. I got on it, I went on it for 20 minutes and I felt absolutely train sick, right? Because you're sitting sideways, it's uncomfortable, and you feel like you're driving in a tram. And it is a tram because legally, technically, the seating arrangements in it is a tram. And she wants to take away beautiful double-decker trains with full air conditioning, tinted windows, flip over seats, you can face either direction, just pull the back over, you slide it over. You've seen them over there in America and Australia. Go have a look at it. Type in driverless train Sydney and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a horrible looking thing compared to these beautiful double deckers I got. Look down my channel way down the bottom, March 2020 Sydney, during the coronavirus lockdown. I filmed the train coming into Circular Quay. It's a Circular Quay train heading. I was sitting in a beautiful air conditioned double decker train, blue seats with yellow poles, lovely. She wants to take them away and put in a tram. What an idiot. But she's done a great job. She put a tram in from Circular Quay. It goes all the way down George Street in Sydney. It goes up to the left, turns left and goes past Eddie Avenue at Central, then goes up where the original trams used to go out to Randwick. But what people don't know, to the younger generation, Sydney had 3,000 kilometres of trams in Sydney. Yes, 3,000 kilometres of trams in Sydney. They went to every single suburb. They went to Watson's Bay, they went to Vaucluse, they went to Rose Bay, Double Bay, Bondi, Coogee, Murwillumbah, La Perouse, Marrickville, Dulwich Hill. They went everywhere. And the government back in the late 50s turned around, or 1960, turned around and said no more trams, and they took them all out to La Perouse and they set fire to the old wooden trams. So if you want to see it, type in Sydney trams, early trams, 1950 Sydney trams, and you'll see them running down the streets. There's one of my videos, it's there somewhere, it shows Sydney back in the 50s, and you see trams in it. They used to run around Elizabeth Street in the city, Castlereagh Street, George Street, Park Street, everywhere. They were everywhere. But back in the 60s, beginning in the 1960s, the government said, no, rip them all out, like exactly what they did up here. They ripped out the Murwillumbah railway line, stopped the trains running. Nick Greiner in 1980 took out 30 of the 35 railway stations. And then he said, oh, it doesn't make any money. Well, I wonder why. You take out the railway station, people can't get on a train. Look at the traffic. GLADYS Berejiklian, you need to kick up the arse. The Premier needs to kick up the backside. Look at this. Look at it. And you building train tracks all over Sydney metropolitan area. Right? You're building new railway lines, new highway bridges, new freeways up here in the Northern Rivers. You're putting a motorway all the way through the Sydney to Brisbane with the coronavirus. $5 billion on one bridge over the Clarence River, right down to Broadwater. $5 billion. For that amount of money, you're going to rebuild the Casino to Murwillumbah railway line, put back in the 30 railway stations, or clean them up and mowed them and made them incredible, and also extend the railway line up to the Coolangatta Airport, which is where Queensland Rail is going to. Queensland Rail is building their Queensland 3-foot-6 gauge train tracks, electric trains, down to Coolangatta Airport, and they're going to be building their railway station on the New South Wales side of the border. Yes, Coolangatta Airport, people. When you land at Coolangatta Airport, you land, hit the ground in New South Wales, and at the end of the runway, you're in Queensland. When the plane turns around and taxis back, and you get off the plane and go down the stairs, you're in New South Wales. When you walk into the terminal, you're in New South Wales. When you walk out the other side of the terminal, you're in Queensland. Yes, the border's right through the middle of the Coolangatta Airport. Right, well, Queensland Rail is going to be building their railway station on the New South Wales side of the fence at Coolangatta Airport. So why the hell can't we have a railway line from Casino back through to Murwillumbah, through to Mulgam, right up there into Chindra, pick up all the thousands of people up there at Chindra, all the thousands of people around Murwillumbah. The population has more than doubled up here on the coast since 2004. Look at the cars here. You're watching it for yourself. Oh, look at it. Unbelievable. Right? So, now, you imagine running the railway line from Coolangatta Airport. Now, this is how it works. People can come in on an electric train from Brisbane, get off at Coolangatta Airport, and then they can turn around, transship, and get on the New South Wales gauge train and come down here into Byron Bay, and they wouldn't have all this traffic, and the railways could pay for itself. Yes, people buying their tickets, it'll pay for itself in the first year. Yes, they did that with the Darwin to Alice Springs railway line, and yet there's no people on it, but it paid for itself in the first year. Look at the amount of people. You're watching the video, people. Look at the amount of cars coming into Byron Bay from the Gold Coast, from Queensland, New South Wales, Victorian. Look, there's even a Victorian car. Let's have a look. Oh look, it's a Western Australian. Where is he? That's Western Australian. Trust me. Look, he's Victorian. He's blue. New South Wales. I'll do it this way. Let's have a look. What do we got there? New South Wales. Show that. New South Wales. New South Wales. There goes the Queenslander. Red and white. New South Wales. Yellow. New South Wales. Queenslander. The truck is red. It's a Hertz rental truck. Queensland. New South Wales. New South Wales. Queensland. Look, the little grey one. See? It's red. It's got red letters on it. Queensland. So there's another Queenslander. Over there, the white one. Little white one. Where is he? Beyond that one. See? Queensland. Red. Purple. Maroon. Right. So, you imagine if you had a train line running. Look at all these people. They can come down here by train. Righto, let's go. I'm getting a gap in the traffic. Let's get out of here. You really want to see how many cars are coming? Look, this goes on for miles. Trying to wake up, Gladys. Look at all the money you're missing out on, Gladys. You close down the Newcastle railway station. Look, there's people there sitting in a bloody taxi paying on the meter, stuck in the traffic. Yeah, look at this. Hey, Gladys. Wake up, Gladys Berejiklian. Wake up. Look at it. You say, oh, get more trains, get cars off the road. Now the coronavirus is here. Oh, we want everybody in cars. Hello, there's nowhere to park in Byron Bay. It's a little tiny seaport. Whoop, whoop. So there you go. Look at it. It's just bumpy to bumpy. Look at it. Gladys, please explain, Gladys Berejiklian. This is Byron Bay. This is 10 days before Christmas. 8 days. See, look, there's a bus. It's going to Suffolk Park. That's on the other side of Byron Bay. There's a big roundabout. Round we go, round and roundabout. Look, this goes all the way out to the highway. I'm going to prove it. There's no way in the world I'm coming back in this. Once I go out of town, I'm not coming back. I'm a smart old local. I know the back roads. Gladys. Gladys. Look, and that keeps going and going and going and going. Look at it. This is Byron Bay. You want to come to Byron Bay for a holiday, this is what you've got to do. Now imagine sitting here, today's raining. Okay people, imagine if the sun was out and it was 45 degrees Celsius. How many cars have gone past us since we took this video? There we go, right out here, look, there's a bumper, right out to here. Wait a minute, there's a little bit of gap, there's a roundabout. There you go, right out here to the roundabout, to the BP service station. There, Gladys, there it is, BP, Bayshore Drive, and that's how far it runs. And the problem is, okay, they've got the solar power train running from just up here. Now the difference is, this is the big difference, is that there's nowhere for all those thousands of cars to park. Because Bayshore is a resort. That's right. Once you go to the train tracks, it's private property. It's a resort. It's only the narrow little road, about a fifth of a mile long. And I'll go up and I'll show you. Look at these beautiful old houses. Don't you like it? Look at it. Oh, mate, they got everything up here. Byron Bay gourmet pies. They are the famous Byron Bay gourmet pies. That's how they make them. Look how busy it's got up here. Look, they've been put an IGA out here in the industrial area. Because that's how many people live out here now. Because this is called Sunrise. That's right, township of Sunrise. It's actually houses out here. Can you see a lot of car parking space? Look, not really. Look at all the houses out here. And you know how they get into town during Christmas? See all those apartments? You know how they get into town? They catch this, the solar powered train. They walk up here and they get on their train. Let's go and have a look. There she is, she just got in. And we'll go see if my mate Neil's on there. Go and have a look. We shall ready to go. And no, I'm not going to turn off the camera. I'm not going to put it on pause. Because it's just going to walk over there. I think I've got to find a bit of money. In case I've got to buy a ticket, in case Neil's not there. I'd always pay me way anyway. Actually, I will put you on pause. I hope I know how to do this. Okay, well here we are. 886 kilometres to Sydney. There's the sign there. That's now what it is, going over there with Lantana. Because Nick Greiner sabotaged it, he took away 30 of the 35 railway stations. So, and therefore then now they closed it. Now if you know something about the train tracks, if you're not a railway person, steel, wood's gone, wood, steel, wood, wood, steel, wood, wood, steel. Right? 1 in 4 is steel. You can run the XPT on this. This is what the XPT used to run on. Or a freight train full of cement wagons. Nothing wrong with it. The wood here's got nothing to do with it because it's locked there to there. And the amount of pressure for you to bend that rail that way, away from that rail that way, think about it. You try and bend that. That's high tensile steel. You can't bend it, right? So you've got to, it's not like mild steel you cut up in the backyard and your washing machine's made out of. This is high tensile steel, the same as that. They need huge scraping 18-inch cutting wheels, and it takes them about 20 minutes with water going on it to cut through it. That's how hard of steel they are. There goes the Byron Bay train. Look, it just disappeared. Right, it runs on solar panels. Right. Okay, I've got a photo somewhere. If I can find it, I'll put it in the clip. And I stood right here next to this old ding, 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 ding level crossing. See, it never ever had a gate on it. Right, never had a gate. Because just up there is a tourist resort. So it's only tourists that go up there. So that's why it's only a ding, ding, ding gate. There's the train. You like the new camera, by the way? Leave me a comment. Do you think the camera's good? Let me know. Cost me a fortune. Now, you can see the set of train tracks down there. That goes around there to the shed. That's where the train's kept. So up there on that roof is a set of solar panels. Up there on that roof is another set of solar panels. And inside that big shed is a spare motor and gearbox. Number 2 engine and number 2 gearbox. And this is what the Lord Mayor, Byron Bay, said. Block it off, it can't go past here. So let's go up here for a walk. And my diagram and on my panorama photos, back in the day when Google had panorama, I put up there and I clearly wrote on here, Sunrise Railway Station. But instead the guy who owns the resort, just down here, he owns this. Yes. multi-millionaire. He used to own a big mining company. Now this is news a lot of people don't know. He used to own a big mining company, and he sold the mining company off down there near Gulgong. G-U-L-G-O-N-G, Gulgong. And he sold the mine. Now look what he done here. Steel, steel, wood, steel, steel, wood, steel, wood, steel, wood, wood, steel. See, look, he hasn't really done anything. See? He's put a few new extra ones in all the way through. He's made it mainly all steel all the way back down to Byron Bay because all he had to do was 1.7 kilometres. Get it? So, spent $1 million on the track and he put a brand new bridge down there. Look down on my channel, way down Mr. Hominoid, that's what you're looking at with a big black animal. Neil and Neil on the solar power train. That's it, this is it here. He calls it North Beach. I called it Sunrise Station, and I was going to go to Channel 7, Sunrise, and get them to sponsor it. But I wanted to put the platform on that side. No, I wasn't. No, I was actually going to put it this side, with the car park behind, because that wasn't going to be there. That was going to go out there to the motorway and put a great big car park in. So now look, so they're doing the coronavirus thing right, so they've got the stickers there, sit here, sit here, sit here, sit here. Lovely. Here comes the rain again. So we're not going to do this on Byron Bay Solar Power Train here today, it's not here. I'm going to go out to Tioga Road. Look at that, they do everything. See, Byron Bay is great, they do all this recycling like that. Look at this, look, great big vines. Anybody in the flowers? There you go. Right, so a lot of people do a very short video. They come here, they do, oh, Byron Bay Solar Power Train, this is it. The solar panels run electric motors. No, wrong. Go down and look at my video. Neil, the train driver, tells exactly how it works. Right, and he will tell you. It's in my video description. He is the instructor who teaches people how to drive the train. So listen to what he's got to say. Solar panels, the cells, charge the batteries. The batteries go down through a course of relays, and then the batteries then go into electric traction motors. See, now you can even see how much they had to raise the soil when they built the station. That's the original ground level way down there. My photos. They raised up and they built the railway parking shed. That's where Park 601. There's security cameras everywhere. You can park your push bike here for the locals, but they don't. And people just walk. See, it's Byron Bay. See? Not much traffic. Now, notice what sort of car is this? Mercedes sports car, look at that. Hello. They're not happy. No, they're talking on the phone. There goes another Mercedes.